Hi, and thank you so much for being here. My name is Valencia, and if you are new here, welcome to my channel. And if you are not new here, thank you so much for being here. First, I do just want to say I did take a little break with making videos because I really want to be honest and open and transparent. And if I'm just being 100% honest, I sometimes I get nervous about making videos because, my mind asks, okay, well, all of these things have worked for me and I've seen them work for other people, but what if someone, what if I disappoint someone, or what if they don't like what I say? And I just want to thank you for being patient while I worked through my fears so that I could show up for you. And I know that me having that fear and me really caring about what I put out and just wanting to put out things that will actually help you get you what you want, I know that that's just going to make me just a better channel, a better person and a better coach. And I know that it's going to help you get the results that you want to, because I do care. So with that being said, today I really want to talk about the concept of everyone is you pushed out. And I really want to say thank you for, I believe her name is Chrissy. Thank you to one of my subscribers for suggesting this to me. And if you have any suggestions for videos, please leave them in the comments below. So, okay, let's get started. So the concept of everyone is you pushed out. So this can also be said as life is a mirror or life is a reflection. I remember when I first learned about everyone is you pushed out, it almost sounded like, at first I thought, okay, so everyone is just like me. Like there's just a bunch of me's running around, or yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But at first it was confusing, and after playing with the techniques for a while, I've come to know, and you will come to know, that it basically what it means is everyone and everything around you is a reflection of your beliefs. So when they say everyone is you pushed out, they don't mean like literally like you. They mean it's like your beliefs. And a lot of people are so attached to their beliefs. A lot of times we feel like we actually are our beliefs. And this also corresponds to just having a positive self-concept of yourself, holding beliefs about yourself that reflect what you want to experience in life. So affirming that you are valuable and you are important, your thoughts matter and your feelings matter. All of those beliefs you are going to see reflected back to you. So I'm going to give you some examples of this, and if anything else comes through about how I can explain this concept so that you understand it more and so that you can use it more, I will share that as well. But this video is off top. This is just me sharing my experience with you. Okay, so my first example of everyone is you pushed out, I have experienced with work a huge turnaround. I used to feel, and if you're watching this content, I didn't say this before, but if you're watching my content, then you're probably an emotional or sensitive person, which is amazing. That means that you're really connected to yourself. But a lot of times in our lives, like we are told when we're growing up not to cry, or even sometimes like our friends or family or our loved ones will just feel like when you express certain emotions, people might want to try to guide you away from that. So what you're going to see, like an example of this, I used to believe that my feelings didn't matter. I used to believe that I was too sensitive and that I should just get over things. And I used to believe that I was too much. And the way that this was reflected to me in my life was, whenever I felt emotion about something, people used to just comment to me that I was making a big deal out of things, or that I like they would almost talk to me as if there was something wrong with me for feeling. And some of those people, 100% honesty, a few of those people are in my family, and so some of those people, like, I did pick up those beliefs from being around them, but they reflected those beliefs right back to me, because whenever that would happen and I would express emotion, they would like respond to me by almost feeling like frustrated or irritated about it. And on the other side of that, I also felt frustrated and irritated about the fact that I was feeling emotion. So I want you to just stop and notice, just thinking about yourself. How do you feel about yourself expressing emotion? Do you get irritated with yourself when do you become like the people whose beliefs you started to reflect to yourself? Do you undervalue what you feel? When you're feeling upset about something, do you tell yourself that you're just being too sensitive? So I'm asking, I know that was a lot of questions, but I know that everyone in my life is reflecting my beliefs to me. And one of the biggest changes that I experienced in my life that really helped me manifest too was when I started deciding I am sensitive, I am an empath, and that is amazing. I am a sensitive person, and that is beautiful. I'm a sensitive person, and that is good. I can teach other people things. Other people can learn things from my sensitivity. I appreciate my sensitivity. And when I started to adopt that belief, what I saw a few things. First, I started noticing, like, other people, when I would post on Facebook about it, just sharing my thoughts, I started to notice other people reflect these same beliefs back to me. And these were more of just random people. But other times, like in my relationship and in my family, the more that I prioritize my own emotions, the more that the people around me prioritize my emotions. And I do this without, and I know that, it's said that manifesting isn't a trying process. I don't ever have to tell anyone else that my emotions are important or that I'm important in the way I feel is important. I tell myself that I am important, and that's what I see reflected back to me. So I'm going to give you an example of this in my own life. Like just recently, I was spending time with my mom, and her and I were having a conversation, and I just started to feel judged, and I started to feel a little bit frustrated within that conversation. And as we were talking, I said, honestly, I'm feeling a little judged right now, and I just want to take some time for myself to really feel that and give myself attention. And then this is exactly what I did. I put my hand on my heart, and I took a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I did it for a little bit longer. I'm cutting it off there because I'm sure that you get the point. But the way that my mom responded, she didn't respond by saying, "You're so sensitive." She responded, she just said, "Oh, okay." And then she just we were getting our nails done together, and she just sat there and held space for me, which I really appreciate. But this is just an example of how I was in the middle of a conversation with her, and I chose to go ahead and give myself like the love that I want. I chose to acknowledge my feelings and affirm to myself that I am loved and I am respected. And in that moment, I manifested exactly what I wanted, which was love and respect. And she reflected that back to me immediately by just being willing to listen. And so how this can relate to you is that, anytime that you're in your life and you're having a conversation with someone, and I want you to notice what is coming up for you. You might be having a conversation with someone, and you might start to feel judged. or you might start to feel afraid or worried. You might start to, honestly, you might start to compare yourself. And I want to reassure you that, yes, you are important. And if you need to take time when you're having a conversation with someone for yourself, then you are allowed to do that. You are allowed to express exactly what you want to happen to other people. And when you do that with confidence, not as if you're afraid, when you do that as if it's completely normal and natural to value yourself, then what you're going to get from other people is complete acceptance of whatever it is that you're saying. So I want to reassure you that you never have to be in a conversation where you feel like maybe you're being disrespected or judged. You never have to just sit there and listen to it. But so another way that everyone is you pushed out, this concept relates to that, is that previously I was a little nervous about meeting with my mom, and I was thinking like, oh, is she going to, basically I was worried about whether or not she was going to judge me. And isn't it funny how I had that experience, but because I noticed it in the moment, I was able to turn it around into exactly what I wanted, which was being loved and respected. And this is what I'm here to help you do. You have complete power. You have the power to choose this for yourself and to claim your place in your life as the goddess of your life, as the queen of your life, and as the most important person. So yeah, that's one example of everyone is you pushed out. So another example of everyone is you pushed out is in our relationships. Sometimes we have thoughts about relationships like we might worry that we're annoying. I have definitely had that worry in the past. And it does still come up sometimes now, and I catch it. But I've noticed that whenever I start to feel like I'm annoying, I start to perceive other people as being annoyed by me. So what's happening is I start to see my own mind. That starts to get projected into my reality. And then that's what I observed and experienced. But in reality, I would say most of the time people aren't annoyed with me. They have their own things going on. Or sometimes, they're tired. There are so many reasons that someone might not be oh, hi, how are you doing? There are so many reasons that someone might not be, their energy might not be on 100. And the vast majority of them have nothing to do with you. But if you believe that you're annoying, or if you believe something is wrong, something is wrong with you, or you're not good at having conversations with people, then you're going to see that reflected back from them. So the way that this can work with manifestation, the way that you can turn this around and use it to your advantage is and you can get out a piece of a piece of pencil and a paper. You can get out paper and a pencil, and in any area of your life, you can just write down your thoughts. And then, and I like to label that the old story. And then on the other side of the paper, or below that, you can write your new story. And then as you affirm more and more your new story, you're going to see that reflected back to you. Something just fell off the back of the TV. Sorry. But you're going to see that reflected back to you by the people in your life, by the people around you. Okay, so now I'm going to be a little bit more specific about everyone as you pushed out. So you have both general beliefs. Before I say that, I want to say you are so vast. You're huge. You're bigger than this room. You're bigger than your body. You're bigger than your mind. You have access to all thoughts that are available. That is huge. That is vast. So with everyone as you pushed out, there are so many different thoughts that you have that are projected to you, just that you might not even be aware of. So one of those thoughts might be, The news is negative. I notice that's a very it's just a very common thought these days. The news is negative. But if you start to change that thought, if you start to say, sometimes the news can be positive, then you're going to start to actually see more positive news stories. And what I actually did when I played with this, I just started saying, honestly, I started saying it seems like on the news, like they're mostly showing negative things. And then all of a sudden I noticed on Facebook, I couldn't avoid the news. It was like the first thing that came up. And then on YouTube, there's this huge news section, and it was about all the negative things that were going on. So my belief was just reflected back to me. So that's an example of everyone is you pushed out. But one way that you can change this is by saying, for example, like I said, not all the news is negative. There's some funny things that happen on the news, or like where can I find happiness in this? Just asking yourself questions and playing with your mind, like playing with your perception of reality, and then allowing yourself to see different things. So you're actually going to notice that you see more positive news stories if you start to affirm, the news isn't always negative. I remember seeing a news story recently about like a little boy who started his own business, and there were a lot of really happy things happening with the Olympics and people breaking records, and Simone Biles, shout out to her, standing up for her mental health. Like all of that is positive things, and that's also the news. But I didn't notice that until I affirmed, the news isn't always negative. The news can be positive. So that's an example of a random area of your life. Okay, so now I am going to talk about SPs, and I'm just going to refer to my SP as my person as Curtis, because that's who he is. And honestly, I started to feel a little weird about calling him my SP because he does have a name. But so with Curtis, like what I've noticed with everyone is you pushed out, like when I'm feeling so playful, and when I'm feeling when I feel important because I choose to feel that way, and when I feel beautiful and loved, it just seems like he just meets me there, and it feels like our relationship feels very validating. And it just feels like things are great, and it feels like the exact same things are coming like from him. But I notice, like, sometimes if I allow myself to get into a space of feeling unimportant and feeling like I don't matter, then that could be reflected back through him. And I'll give you an example of that. Just this morning, we actually, when we woke up, I guess I said hi to him more than once. I don't know. But I did have a thought. I was worried that he would be annoyed with me playing video games early in the morning. And when he got up and I said hi to him, I interpreted him as being irritated, right? Okay. So then later on in the day, he texted me, he texted me that he's thinking about me, and that he loves me so much, and that he cares about me. And I just had to acknowledge to myself, in the morning, what actually happened first was that I had a thought about him being irritated with me. And then when I saw him, I experienced him being irritated with me, even though he just woke up and he's not a morning person. And I am a morning person. But so anyway, so that's just an example. And when I noticed that, I want to share with you the way that I turned this around. So I was able to notice, like, okay, our interaction this morning, it didn't feel very good, and I felt, it felt like I was irritating him. How am I really feeling right now? And through that reflection, just through stopping to ask myself, like, what am I thinking and feeling about myself? Honestly, I had been like kind of thinking and feeling like I was annoying, or like I was irritating. And when I noticed that, I put on some affirmations. I actually like to listen to affirmations from other YouTubers. There's this one called Crescent Phase. Maybe I'll put a link to her channel in the description below. But I listened to some of her affirmations, and I just affirmed that I am important and I am valued, and I get to be enough. I am good enough. I'm an amazing person, and I'm an amazing girlfriend. And as I started to affirm that, I started to feel better. And then just like an hour later, I got a text message from him, just saying all of these wonderful things. So these things can start to happen for you really fast. I notice they happen faster the more that you notice and the more that you practice them. So yeah, this is my video about Everyone Is You Pushed Out. And if you are interested in spending more time with me or in learning how you can work with me, I do have a free Facebook group, and I will add a link to that in the description below. And yeah, if you appreciated this video, let me know. I'd love to make more videos for you. And I just want to thank you for caring enough about yourself to absorb this information and to actually put it into practice and put it into play. I want you to have fun with this. I just noticed the more that I have fun, like the more that things work out better and better. And yeah, and I know that the same thing is going to happen for you, because even though I was, part of me wants to say I'm not special, but I am special, but you are special too. You are special too, and it is going to work for you. So I'm excited to hear what you say, and thank you for being here. I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.